Okay. So we might as well just start. I mean, like, let's not bury the lead here. We're all here for Rayla. We're going to start with Raelle and Stella. So I have a very scientific scale for us. This is science here. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being bland, 10 being like a ghost pepper. How hot is this couple? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how cute is this couple? So I will start with our guest today, Adam. You're a special guest, so we're going to let you go first. Please rate Rayla on this very
like
scientific
10 and 10. 10. Where's my signs? Like 10. Was that like a trick question? Like, I feel like that was a trick question. Like,
well, I mean, for this couple, it's kind of
like,
obvious, but like for the other ones, perhaps I think there'll be a little bit more variance on the scale. So
yeah. I feel that.
Yeah, I think that's the gold standard. It's a 10 and 10 for me as well.
I mean, given episode 1, you just it has to be.
Yeah, I mean, they have such unbelievable chemistry. I think that's something that's really remarkable. Like, because I went back and I've watched the pilot a couple of times, and when you, like, I would love to see what order they shot it in, because that first scene their first official scene at the fence, where they lock eyes for the first time, I was like, ooh, what's happening here?
Yeah, you felt it. You just feel. That's why I love. Like, one of the main things was their chemistry. Just they locked eyes and you were just like, yeah, that's the shit. Like, that's it. Like, you could just see straight away. There was no going back. I was like, I'm hooked. I'm addicted. It's fine. I love it.
Yeah. And see, that's the kind of fun thing about the way that they did the casting, because Amalia was hired first before Taylor. And so part of the stipulation when I think Taylor was doing her sort of chemistry test, I guess you could say, was that whoever got Raelle needed to have awesome organic chemistry. That was basically part of getting the character for Raelle. And so I think Taylor and Amalia have both said, like, as soon as basically they started reading the script, it was just like that.
I love that.
Yeah, that's great. I love when shows cast for chemistry like that. I think they did that on Legends of Tomorrow with Jess McCallan, and it really paid off in that relationship with like the Ava Lance chemistry. So I think when the showrunners are really conscious of that, like, you know, I think they really knocked it out of the park there. So, and both actors are really interesting, right? Like, they're very interesting to watch. They both look like gorgeous, beautiful aliens, which I don't, you know.
Yeah, they're so beautiful. I'm like, you get mesmerized, especially, they mesmerize me. I'm just like, holy crap, every scene they're in.
So I'll go around the horn here. What is your favorite moment of the whole show for this couple? Like, and why? Like, why did you like that moment of all the moments?
I feel like episode 5, when they were like they were doing their dance or dancing, that was like, it was like we didn't know it was their last dance for now, but like that was just such a sweet moment. And then like she said that she defied, you know, the spree for her, and she said I think she told Rhea she loved her in that episode. Was it that episode?
Yes,
I think it was.
Yes.
Yeah, it was just, that was like the last good, like, you know, fluffy like Rayla we got, and then like it all went like pain. I think episode 5 was probably one of my like favorite moments of them.
How about you, DJ?
Mine, and this is going to be kind of a weird one, mine is actually from the dungeon scene when Raelle is kind of dropped in there. Not later. Later she broke my heart a little bit, but I understand why she broke my heart. The reason just being is we've never had, I feel, an LGBT pairing that's really been able to sort of display that much anguish, honestly, on TV. And it's not just like over a breakup. It's just honestly about the fact that Raelle thought that Scylla was dead. She thought that she would never see her again. And then she's getting ripped away from her. So a lot of it probably has to do with the acting that Amalia and Taylor do. But it was just so gut-wrenching, and I hated it, but I loved it at the same time because it was just so freaking emotional.
I feel that. I can agree with that 100%.
Yeah. I will actually pick episode 5 as well, but a slightly different scene than the one Adam picked. So I'm going to pick the scene where it's when Charvel and her whatever his face was, her husband are like coming down the aisle, and like the music is playing and it's all beautiful. And they have that moment where they hold hands and they look at each other. And I was just like, everything, right? Like, it's such a great moment for the actresses, right? Because you can see them thinking, you can see the wheels turning. You can be like, first of all, like, you know, you can see Raelle started writing like Miss Raelle, like Ramshorn, like in her journal. Like, she's like, I'm going to marry this bitch. Like, I'm going to marry this girl. Like, I'm so in love. Like, she is already planning her dream Barbie wedding. Like, she's got like the whole thing planned.
Yes.
Like, she's playing, and she's already like 10 years in the future with their kids in their house and like whatever it is. Like, you can just see that in Taylor's like eyes there, and you can see Scylla like wants it too. So I was just like, oh, like there was something really special about like that little exchange there, and it's all wordless, which I think is really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Amazing.
so let's flip it around though. What was your least favorite moment for the couple?
Okay. But is there a least favorite? Like, I don't. I feel like I don't know. That's a hard one, actually.
Maybe I'll go first. My least favorite moment was the Helen Graves thing where Scylla. It's Scylla at her shadiest. It's in episode 2 where she pretends to be
actually
Helen, and like
yeah.
You know, you're kind of coming off the high of episode 1. You're like, I love this couple. They're so hot. Like there's something here, right? Even if she's a double agent. And then like all of episode 2 in particular, like Scylla's just shady as fuck. Right? She's
literally me.
She's up to stuff. She's like being withholding. She's being like, you know, I mean, it's a pretty big betrayal, right, to do to Raelle at that point in the relationship. And it's very calculated to like make Raelle fall in love with her. So and she didn't need to do it. That's why I was like, why did you do that? Like you had her. You didn't need that like thing. So
yeah, I think I have to agree. Now that you reminded me, I was like that. I think episode 2 or 3, I was like, she's really shady. It was like I was trying, like I knew she was good, or like Scylla was like not as bad as they were making it out to be, but like that scene, I was just like, you're being so shady. What are you doing? And like, nah. So yeah, I think I have to agree with that one.
Yeah. How about you, DJ?
Mine would have to be episode 4, just with how Scylla was trying to cover her tracks around Porter. Because Raelle was going to her, she was so extremely confused. She thought she was going crazy, all that kind of stuff. And obviously Scylla's trying to cover her tracks. She's more so focused on making sure that she doesn't get caught. And so she kind of just becomes a little bit more dismissive of Raelle. But then she made up for it a little bit in the end of it with that cute little flower scene. So.
But she was kind of gaslighting her, wasn't she? I mean, she was like, she did let her. I mean, there was like literally the definition of gaslighting, where she let her think she was crazy. Like,
yes.
So it's not a relationship that got off on a great foot in a way. You're just like, built on a house of lies, like, you know.
That's why I was like, why does everyone love this couple so much? I'm like, but it's the chemistry. Like they just have that chemistry, and you just kind of it lets you overlook kind of the shady stuff that she's done. You're like, it's fun. Yeah, like we love it.
Yep. Oh my God. So obviously there's a lot of now they're broken up, right? And they did not end on a good note. So where do you want to see the couple go in season 2? Like, what's your prediction, or like, what's your like? I mean, there's where we think it's going to go, and there's where we want it to go. You know, so like, what's your hopes and dreams for Rayla, Adam?
Well, at the end of the season, I mean, she found out that the spree's leader, or one of the leaders, was her mom, Raelle's mom. So obviously she'd know that. So like that's going to be a big. I reckon that it'll be like a big like test for Scylla. Will she tell Raelle that her mom's alive and part of the spree? Like, and if she doesn't, then there'll be like another lie that Raelle probably will like dislike her for, and like there'll be like more like drama. But I'm hoping that Scylla, we all know that Scylla loves her. I'm hoping she does the right thing and tells Raelle. But like, it's very complicated. But I see pain in season 2, to be honest. They're going to pain us again.
Yeah. I think season 2 is going to like double down on the angst for this couple. And I'm like super scared. I'm like, I mean, I want it, but I don't, you know, it's like, oh, it hurt me so good. You know?
We just want a good scene again. Like, we had so much pain and angst. We just want a nice scene first, and then give us more angst. But like,
yeah. I mean, I could be here for the angst, right? We talked about, I'm like, you know, I feel like we said that maybe this couple, we can have a little, it's almost like a reset. So we could almost go back to slow burn, or enemies to lovers again, or, you know, like, I would love, if I had to pick a fanfic trope, I'm like, maybe like forced to share a bed, like, you know, whatever, like, whatever.
Two girls, one bed.
2 girls, 1 bed, like, you know, but like, because they're like, you know, working together, but like begrudgingly. So